Picture this. It's Friday, and your paycheck just hit your account. You feel a rush of excitement, maybe even a little bit of relief. But fast forward to Tuesday, and suddenly, you're broke again. You promised yourself, next month will be different, but then lifestyle creep sneaks in. That new subscription service, the impulse buy at the coffee shop, and before you know it, you're right back where you started. Sound familiar? You're not alone. That's where every single person we're talking about today started. Not with a trust fund, at zero. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about the gap between what we know we should do with money and what we actually do. If you're someone who's tired of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, who wants to build real wealth but doesn't know where to start, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're diving into 10 habits that transformed lives from $0 to $1 million. And trust me, these are not just theoretical ideas. They are real, actionable steps that anyone can take. Here's the thing. We often think that saving money requires immense willpower. That's a lie. Instead, think of your savings like a treadmill. You don't have to think about running. You just need to step on it. Take Sarah, a graphic designer. She split her direct deposit into 2 accounts, one for everyday expenses and one untouchable savings account. By automating her savings, she put away $500 each month into that account. Over 5 years, with an average interest rate of 3%, she amassed over $31,000. The psychological insight here: the hedonic treadmill keeps us chasing immediate gratification, but by automating savings, we sidestep that trap. Here's an actionable step. Set up your own automatic transfer today. Now you might be thinking, why does my savings need a purpose? Well, think of it like a compass guiding you through uncharted waters. David, a high school teacher, didn't just save for retirement. He had a specific emotional why. He wanted to buy his mum a first-floor condo. That goal fueled his motivation. Instead of saving just $200 a month, he poured in $400, knowing it was for something meaningful. After 10 years, with a conservative growth rate of 4%, he would have over $50,000. This emotional connection makes saving more than just a number. It transforms it into a mission. So, identify your why and let it drive your savings. Look, we've been sold this idea that building wealth requires genius. That's simply not true. It's about optimizing what you already have. Maria, an IT professional, decided to live like she didn't get the recent raise of $1,000 a month. Instead of inflating her lifestyle, she funneled that extra cash into investments. Over 5 years, at an average return of 7%, she could potentially turn that $12,000 into over $16,000. The psychological insight here is that willpower is like a muscle. It gets fatigued. By optimizing cash flow instead of just focusing on income, you're training that muscle to work smarter, not harder. Start today by reviewing your expenses and see where you can optimize. Now you might be thinking, what's a purchase post-mortem? It's a fancy term for reviewing your spending to assess its happiness return on investment. Imagine your money as a soldier. You want it to fight for your happiness. Sarah did this regularly. After a month of spending, she sat down with her receipts and asked herself, did this purchase bring me joy? If not, she adjusted her future spending. By reallocating just $100 a month from unfulfilling purchases to experiences that truly made her happy, she could enhance her quality of life significantly. This is where it gets really interesting. The psychological shift from consumerism to intentional spending can lead to greater satisfaction and less financial stress. Start your own purchase post-mortem this week. Here's what most people don't realize. Skill building is just as important as saving. Treat it like billable client work. David, the teacher, dedicated 2 hours a week to learning new skills relevant to his profession. By investing in online courses, he could increase his income potential significantly. If he invested $1,000 in courses that helped him earn an additional $5,000 a year, that's a 500% return on investment. The psychological insight: continuous learning keeps your mind sharp and opens doors to opportunities. Set aside time this week to invest in your own learning. Now let's talk about your environment. It's essential to remove temptation cues and add friction to bad choices. Maria realized that keeping snacks at home led to mindless eating. By removing them and only keeping healthy options, she reduced her grocery bill and improved her health. This simple change saved her around $200 a month. The psychological insight here is that our environment shapes our behavior. By engineering it to support your goals, you make it easier to succeed. Take a look around your living space and identify one change you can make today. Here's the thing, we often underestimate the value of our time. Have you ever calculated your true hourly wage? If you buy a $1,000 phone, how many hours did you work for it? If you earn $25 an hour, that phone cost you 40 hours of your life. David realized this and started asking himself if purchases were worth his time. By reframing his spending in terms of hours worked, he became more intentional. This psychological shift helps you prioritize what truly matters. Calculate your true hourly wage and let that guide your spending decisions. Look, investing doesn't have to be complicated. Minimalist investing is about focusing on index funds and automatic contributions. Maria started investing $500 a month into a low-cost index fund. Over 30 years, with an average annual return of 7%, she could potentially grow her investment to over $1 million. The psychological insight here is that the noise of the market can distract us. By keeping it simple, you can stay focused on the long term. Start your minimalist investing journey today by setting up automatic contributions. Now you might be thinking, what's a personal board of directors? It's a curated group of people you trust to discuss financial matters. Sarah formed her own board with friends who had diverse financial backgrounds. They met monthly to share insights and hold each other accountable. This support system helped her stay on track and made financial discussions less daunting. The psychological insight here is that community can amplify your success. Identify one person to add to your personal board this week. Finally, let's redefine what it means to be rich. It's not about the number in your bank account, it's about freedom. Money buys you control over your time. David realized that by saving and investing, he was not just accumulating wealth, he was creating a life where he could choose how to spend his days. The psychological shift from chasing money to pursuing freedom can be liberating. Reflect on what freedom means to you and let that guide your financial decisions. Here's your chance to take action. First, pick one habit from today's discussion that resonates with you. Second, calculate your true hourly wage and see how it impacts your spending. Finally, set up your first automation for savings or investments. Which one habit are you starting with this week? Remember, it's not about being the best with money, it's about being better than you were last month. Take that first step toward financial freedom today.